I usually go with Illustrious, but I'll take Venerable, absolutely. Hope everyone is having a great one. Hope you've all been enjoying the Season 4 changes. How are you feeling about the changes, Rippy?
I'm very excited to watch them play. I must confess that I am not the most well-versed in Season 4 as a play style, but I've been watching a lot of streams, and I've enjoyed what I've seen, the ways that we have brought new changes and new ideas to the people who have been able to get these seeds to under 75 minutes the last time you and I did a commentary, where it was just we rolled up and we said hi and then we were out the door 5 minutes later.
No, absolutely. It's a battle, right? It's like a power creep thing. We're trying to keep the players in check. They're starting to get a little too fast. I personally am a big fan that the bean check is like way more Sphere 1-ish than it used to be, with the forest being open. There's a lot of interesting changes. We will be asking you, chat. Make sure you're keeping us honest. If there's any insinuations we make that are incorrect, giving the new settings, yell at us. I'm always down to get corrected. I will call you wrong and silly, but then I'll be like, never mind, you're right.
Absolutely. We also, as the two of us, this season is still new for the both of us, so if we do make any mistakes, i.e. we think something is open, when it's not, we think something is still in logic, like, I guarantee you at some point I'm going to say, for example, that production is somewhere that they should go do checks.
Yep.
Like 100%. That's going to be my biggest mistake from the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely, it's going to be a big one. Also, just the starting keys. The starting keys being different changes quite a bit, right? Like in terms of how you do a little bit of early game checks. We now start with keys 2 and 6. So we'll see how that plays out. Looks like we're having a donkey chunky start. I can always get behind a donkey chunky start. I think that's like two of the better Kongs right there.
Donkey starts is my favorite way to start any DK64 Randomizer seed. Just the movement that you have immediately available to you is so great that I feel that it makes up for even having no other like moves available for that specific Kong. We also have Pineapple, so that might be something that our runners might want to take a look at real quick.
Yeah, having Pineapple to start obviously gives you the back of island lightning fast check, which is great. We are starting with sprints and rocket barrel, which is interesting. Starting with sprint always gives me a little bit of agita. That means we might see the rabbit. I'm sorry, everybody. We should have put a warning on the stream that there might be rabbit here. I apologize if that offends.
We also, I do want to bring up that for anybody who is tuning in for the first time to a Season 4 seed, we don't have Vines to start, and we don't have Shockwave to start. So that means all those dirt patches are out the way. That means that looking at the back of Horde out of the way, or that's not available from the jump. We do have fairies that we're going to be looking for, so all of this is going to be very live.
Yeah. It looks like the race room is ready, and we are ripping away at it. K-Man.
And ready to go. Okay, so we've got, it's K-Man who's doing the exact thing that I said that would be happening, and unlike an NSAC, we don't want to see our banana medals, because one of the other changes that has occurred with the Season 4 is the removal of jetpack as a check, which I know has gotten some people to have strong opinions in one direction or the other, but that's just how life is sometimes, you know?
Look, the jetpack community will not be silenced like this, okay? They frequently have 0 viewers on Twitch, and we're building the community up.
I got a hint that I completely missed on that, but that's okay. Baboon Blast on the Japes entrance. That's interesting, especially with these two being our first zones. Aztec lets you open up Llama Temple, and we also have Arcade, which you can open up pretty quickly.
Yep, and also obviously it's a pretty fast arcade check in general, especially with prod being off. Going the prod route is somewhat less like cash positive, right? You don't get like the easy lower DK check really anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much. Not having prod enabled in factory from jump changes the complete way that you route that stage.
Yeah, it makes right side here like a lot more valuable. And we're just right now trying to get... Remember, the banana medals got changed. They are now a big 50 that you need to get the B medals. So it does make the routing somewhat tighter. It's going to bottleneck some stages into, like, you know, some combinations of Mubafors that got you the medal aren't quite there.
Penny in the Web discovered a very important change that has occurred for Season 4, which is switch sanity for Helm access only. Which means that you need to be able... The items that you use to get into Helm are now from a condensed pool. I believe that was Baboon Balloon. That was the access to Helm. I'm going to go ahead and say that and wait for chat to tell me that I'm wrong. And what that... The two different pools that you get are either Baboon Balloon, Baboon Blast, or Monkey Port to get you to the top of Krem Isles. It was Balloon, good. And then,
which is such a funny change.
100%. I can't wait for everybody to see that. And then when you get inside Helm, or Helm Lobby, you have the 5 instruments, you have Gorilla Grab, you have Gorilla Gone, you have Chimpy Charge, and probably one more that I'm missing.
Well, real quick, chat, can we do it? Can we count to 16, please? Try to count it off here, starting at the 1, then going to the 2. We can do this.
Come on.
I believe
in you. Nope, that's not right. Not that one. Nope. Not this time.
Wait, 1, 2, 3. That's a pretty good order there.
Yep, there we go. Thanks.
Wait.
5 instruments gone. Grab, charge for Helm Lobby. Thank you.
4, 5. Oh, we got the double 5. But we're going to 6, 7. Honestly, this isn't that bad. You're getting like a B+ on this assignment, chat. I'm pretty impressed.
Absolutely.
9,
C's get
10?
degrees.
Hold on. We're getting this degree, dude. My degree in apology. 11, 12, 13. Back to 12. That's a B at best. I'm so sorry. Wait, where's 15? Has anyone seen? There's 15. All right.
16.
I'll give it up. That's like a... I'll give you a C+, okay? That's the most I can do. Storage and arcade area is on a gigapath.
Okay. Else do we have right in front of us? Also, do want to... Alta did bring up a very good point, which I neglected to mention. In Helm Lobby, the warp there is already activated. So what would be our conventional Helm access item inside the lobby is a moot point of conversation. You can just tag 1 to get immediately over there. That being said, that item does still spawn the vines in order to get the barrel as well as... No, just the barrel. And we saw a Kasplat here that just gave us Primate Punch.
Which might be our gigapath item.
Who knows? We'll find out later, I'm sure of it.
Very possible. You know, and also the DK Randomizer developers have heard the criticisms. Everybody said, look, man, we like our Fortnites, we like our games of similar ilk. Can you get some Battle Royales in this game? So the fight pads are indeed back, folks. We are back on the DK Battle Royale. We're dropping on it.
You are welcome, and if you don't like them, you're also welcome. You have something new to complain about. It's like a monkey's paw. We get rid of Jetpack, and you get something back you didn't want to see.
When you said monkey's paw, I imagined a monkey's paw curling, and when it did, it just went, yeah. We got a potion there for Lanky. Yeah, we can't get it yet, though. And remember, crates are out, by the way. We've decided we hate crates. Never heard of them in our whole lives. Crates are now just melons.
Don't know why you guys thought that was a good idea, but okay, I'm here for it.
And remember, don't have shockwaves, so this is now less of a valuable check. Before, this was kind of like a quick twofer. Yeah, I mean, the community's been very vocal about it, right? They've all wanted it to be more like Fortnite. It's, because they've been, you know, thinking about, you know, high-end... Oh, we got orange off of it. And it's funny, because we need so many more bananas now. We actually really do want to grab these. 50 serious, man. That's a lot of bananas.
That's definitely... Even when we did the acceleration of 45, I had to pause myself and go, wait, are we sure that, like... That's what we want to do with our new Helm, or our limit, because that's going to make our routing a lot more strenuous. And then 50, it's, okay, I guess we're spending more time routing then. Looking forward to seeing how all this is going out.
Indeed,
and a
indeed.
bait vial.
Let me just exit the stage to go back in the other way. And I just realized that K-Man never grabbed Blast. That's interesting. It's unlikely this check, I guess. This check might be important. I think we have 2 hints pointing it here. Third melon. We're swimming in it, man. So I'm going the long range around here just to get some more CDs. Hunker Chunker? Dude, Chunky's loaded all of a sudden. What's going on here?
Let's freaking go.
And that's going to be Blast for the K-Man. Going into level 1 now.
Japes Hillside path to 1.
Yep. Do the bonus for the $5. He's doing the bonus for the $5. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Come on, Penny. Take it to the fridge.
Another change from Season 3 to Season 4, which we neglected to mention before, was the shuffled DK portal location. So now you can spawn in an area other than what the developers intended to be the start of the level. Which sometimes would mean that you'll be spawning in something that would be previously considered a locked region. Sometimes it doesn't mean that that's the case. It is a new way to approach how we consider the entire game. Of note, underwater spawns are not a thing. So we will not be cheesing Gallion to spawn underground and then immediately doing our diving checks without diving.
Penny, looking at the arcade, what do we got here? DK, I better see something funny under your arm right now. This is going to be the Divergence. This is how Penny gets ahead. Betting on the arcade. It's a melon! No!
Womp womp. But up in K-Man, we found out that Aztec Funky Diddy has a key for purchase. Now, just a follow-up question to that. Where's Diddy?
Where is Diddy? Where's my son? I haven't seen him in years.
So we got something on main aisles is 3, 4, Lanky Phase, Diddy Phase, and Free Kongs. We don't have any of those. We have nothing for that. The only item that we know for a fact that we picked up right now from there is Blast.
Yeah. And we do have the ability to check Chunky's 5-door over here. I was going to go around back.
Hint door, that's back there. A lot of people forget. Fairy and Aztec. Okay, so very important follow-up question. Does anybody remember where the vanilla fairies are in Aztec?
One is in Tiny's 5-door, right?
Yes, behind the mini monkey check.
Yep. Behind Tiny's 5-door, we've got the we got the Llama Temple one,
which is right in front of the mini monkey check. So, so it looks like we might be able to do that now. You just have to open up Llama Temple. No, you can't do it now. You need to open up Llama Temple by doing the blast course.
Yep.
And you also need to have one of Coconut, Featherbow, and...
Grape.
What are the... Grape, thank you.
I think.
Something like that. We're close.
This game makes you question your sanity a lot as to the things you need for stuff when you're actively trying to write down everyone's hints. Unfortunately, Penny kind of striking out there. When they try to, again, they went on a pretty divergent path from K-Man. It didn't pay off. They checked the fight pad. They checked the arcade, neither of which paid off. That does put them a little bit behind pace, but probably nothing unrecoverable here. Their banana pace is also quite a bit off here from K-Man.
Pineapple is on the path to everything, including my lunch. And hey, here's Tiny.
Easy peasy. Yeah, you're right. We should just say things confidently. I should just lie on commentary more for fun, to be honest with you.
It's great, because even if we're wrong, we'll find out. We don't have to Google it ourselves.
I don't know how much benefit you'd get out of Googling DK64 questions. I don't know if it really is in, like, the lexicon yet.
I mean,
like
we
a
have the
sub-forum
people who...
for it.
We have the people who would write the wiki in the chat with us right now, so it's fine.
True. Going into the other temple over here. breaking on in.
And we have now been reminded via K-Man how hit detection does not work in this game.
I'm not sure about it, but the randomizer was developed actually in a very clean and nice room, but the game was developed in a cave.
With a box of scraps and duct tape.
Yeah, you all know the bit. But we're going to be able to take a peek here. It's just a blueprint. It's good to know. Oh, did the Google AI summary say that there was 977 gold bananas in DK64? Maybe it's just ahead of the curve, you know? Maybe they know something that we don't? Question mark?
I mean, shout out to the meme category on speedruns.com for Donkey Kong 64, which is underfloat percent, where you dupe as many golden bananas as you can in order to get the counter to roll backwards into negative numbers.
Yeah. A little bit of a split divergence again here. We're checking out the chunky 5-door, which K-Man did not do. They might now, though. And they're actually getting a lot of value off this, because weirdly enough, most of Tiny's bananas are back here at the 5-door temple.
So there's nothing... We're at a very interesting pace right now, where I'm trying to figure out... One of the things that I like to do as a commentator is take a minute and go, what would I do differently? Or what would I do that I'm in agreement, or how would I do this differently in order to toggle the insight where everybody here is, oh, never mind, they did the correct thing and I should shut up right now.
That's also how you should commentate. You see them do something sick and you're like, never mind, you're the gamer, I'm not. This is actually great value for them, right? They get to go back at this banana with the shockwave.
1000%.
K-Man is also intruding inside the chunky space. Ooh, this balloon's put up a fight. Okay. Balloon got hit. Just a blueprint in that bonus barrel. We're going for it. Okay. Just see if it's a quick one. Not really a quick one. Yeah, we're out of there. You know, speaking of changes in this season in bonus barrels, everyone's favorite game is back in the bonus barrels.
Tell me more.
Those beavers, they're a little bothered. We got to get him in that hole, dude. If we don't, who is? You know, he is a community. We got to take the responsibility.
Welcome to bonus stage.
I will wonder if we would see it again. It is the patched beaver bother, which does work a lot better. But I will wonder if we will see it on the scene.
Shout out to H Bomber Guy with the greatest DK64 tweet ever. How do
what are you
play
referencing?
Beaver Bother?
It's funny how beaver bother is generational knowledge. That doesn't everybody who's ever touched this game, you just show them that screenshot and it's just a flashback. It will hit them harder than anything else we can muster.
Objective fear.
Yeah, straight fear, dude. That is eyes dilated. Don't have Diddy yet. Won't be able to get Vulture. Where are we going? Where are we going, Penny? Checking out the hint. Something in the 5-door. And we got Shockwave, so Shockwave is part of our Gigapath, it looks like. Interesting.
Looks like we got some note-taking going on from Penny. Outer Temple, 1458, everything, and...
So, I wonder if there's an argument here to just immediately pivot to checking the many dirt patches of Isles. Because we do know something on a dirt patch is really important. We probably hang out here and get a little bit more check density before we ramble on, but probably something on their mind.
So give us our Helm. No. Wow, we're doing a dump for one blueprint?
They might not have realized they had it. Because that's Look, we all like Snide as much as the next guy, but that's a little aggressive. Yeah, just going straight back in. Did not realize they had it. They were so ready to take the notes on who the Kong was.
Chunky Donkey. Okay. So we have neither of those instruments yet, which is fine.
Who needs them? He's going to have quite a lot of bananas here. That is a potion that is going to be Triangle Trample. That could be what's on our Gigapath here. And Pineapple is also on our Gigapath.
4458, all final phases, and free Kongs.
Which makes sense because Shockwave was behind Pineapple.
Yep.
And Triangle was behind.
You had asked about going to do the Isles dirt checks. Part of me wants to say no, or at least delay it for a little bit, if only because doing it without vines feels bad, especially if you're going into interior.
You're not wrong. Also, to be clear, that plan is on the floor now. Now that we've gotten the triangle trample from that dirt patch, the odds of that being relevant is very low. Once again, Chunky sweep, dude. Chunky having everything except for Gone. All just saying that they smell the toy monster.
Kaiju incoming.
Could be coming. What we got? We're gonna pay a visit to the little block fella. Do you giant punch the toy monster?
Please let us know in the chat.
Instead of giant punching the toy monster, why don't we hug the toy monster? Hmm?
No.
What? How could you say that?
So this was grabbed from before. I knew that I had I forgotten to take that note down.
Yeah, that's a good shout out. Cave's Chunky Metal is looking very possible here, given that, you know, we kind of assembled Exodia on Chunky and something on him is important. And Penny did not peek here, so they don't know that this is just a blueprint. Are they going to go for it when they see it? They are. They're going for it. Wait, they're thinking about it. They're questioning their life choices. Wait.
They're setting up the cheese.
Never
and
mind.
they got it.
They didn't question any of their life choices. They're a gamer. I got my face. Okay, man, here, checking out Arcade.
I would like to also point out briefly, since we were talking about Cave's Metal, there were some changes in the level barriers for Season 4, which I'm going to constantly be referencing the sheet all throughout the stream. The Cave's ice walls are now automatically broken. So we did not need Punch in order to do anything there, as it were. That being
You need
said,
Pineapple, though. Because the sheer amount of balloons.
Yeah, for the balloons. But in terms of getting into those zones, as well as the hint door checks, no. We also did have a trade-off on that with igloo pads not being spawned, which means that you're going to need to get Diddy and Rocket Barrel Boost in order to spawn the igloo pads.
Yes, and we do know Diddy is still on a ferry, likely in the Llama Temple.
Without the weapons to get into Llama Temple, though, it's...
Locked away for his crimes. You know, after Smash Bros. Brawl, he deserves to do some hard time. It's okay. We are rolling on and through here. We're going to be checking that dirt patch in the back, also looking lanky. You know what's funny is Penny played towards 2 additional rainbow coins, so they're kind of like rich here. They can like go to any shop they want and just buy whatever.
Flush is always a good thing to be in this game. You tend to be... It tends to resolve itself the longer that the game goes on, but especially early on, being able to get golden bananas to enter new levels is always an exciting prospect.
And it's rare that you look at something in a shop and it's so expensive that you can't afford it unless it's really early on, but it means that you literally walk in, you don't even look at the price tag, it's not relevant to you, you just buy the banana.
Must be nice.
Hey, sometimes DK can be part of the bourgeoisie as a treat. K-Man is checking a lot of the checks now that Penny had already hit before, so he's going to find a lot of the nothing valuable that Penny was seeing.
We'll get there eventually, I'm sure of it. All roads lead to Rome, or in this case, the Helm Chunky phase. Or whatever the final fights were.
I think that's the saying. That's all roads lead to Helm Chunky phase.
Close enough.
Yeah, they're also doing the fight arena here for the $5. Makes sense. It's very fast. And we are going to be checking the kaiju. It is logically making sense here. Ooh, double, dude. High five, handshake.
Oh, the converging paths. Okay.
You thought I just wanted to hide it. Dude, get in here, Rippy.
Let's go!
Oh, bad hit detection box.
On good hit detection, man. Wait, that's definitely not the name.
Good hit detected man is, that's a good superhero. His only superpower is that he's very easy to hit. It is so bizarre to see the third melon. That they didn't get it yet. Good. Now that they have the third melon, they're ready to fight this kaiju.
Seems legit.
Yeah, it's worth noting they did actually patch it so that the hit detection does work better. In the words of one of the developers themselves, he's now called Decent Hit Detection Man. Wow, exactly synced here. Are we going to see synced disappointment or synced happiness? It's
on.
synced happiness. What do we
Go
got?
on.
Is it coconut gun?
Go on. It's coconut.
And now I think we are blasting straight to Llama Temple, right? We are just...
You have to, right?
Or we check Power Shed first, reasonably.
I don't
Turn
hate
on
that.
prod. Right next to it anyway, right? Might as well.
Something interesting that we just saw on our screens that really didn't make a difference, but is still worth pointing out, is one of the accessibility features that was provided in this game. Underneath the accessibility options, you have the ability to put Kong faces on balloons instead of just having that banana there. That helps for people who have some color blindness issues, or at the very least have issues differentiating the different colors or shapes when it comes to those moving objects. That's a very... I personally think that is a very cool and just awesome thing added that the devs brought forward in order to make this game more playable to anybody 20 years after it came out.
We pog at accessibility options here.
100%, and we also pog at key 4.
Key 4? Key 4 is also worth a pog. Whatchamacallit, as a quick aside, when I was playing Elden Ring, when that game first came out, my friend did a puzzle that I hadn't gotten to yet, and he was so mad about it. And he's very, like, red-blue colorblind, and then I went to do it, and he was like, yeah, let me see you try to do this. And there was just, like, a bright blue glowing rock, and I hit it, and he was like, how'd you know to hit that rock? And I was like, oh, no! He didn't notice at all. It's shocking how much colorblindness like that comes up in video games.
100%. My father was, I believe, red-black colorblind. And so whenever we would be playing this game in our in the basement on a CRT TV in the early 2000s, we would just not be able to, he wouldn't be able to see what was going on, not just because our CRT was garbage, but also because he was colorblind. So to have stuff like this available to us that's
great.
We would have never thought about 20 years ago is really phenomenal. And I give the devs a lot of credit for listening to accessibility feedback and implementing so much of it.
Yeah, but it's surprising how many things they didn't think of 20 years ago, like camera controls.
Or, you know, how maybe 3D diving sections are not a good idea.
We've got hindsight now. You know, it's a little mean to bully them. The only thing that was ahead of its time was the DK rap.
100%. Immortal.
Did you ever see the thing of Greg Kirkhope talking about how when the game came out, he got so much hate mail about the DK rap? People were so mad.
Admittedly, it's not great, but it is very, very good, you know?
Yes, it's good and great, but also very bad, you know? You know what I'm saying? What was that way of the Horde hint? Did you catch that?
Donkey something in Factory, which I'm going to assume is prod, yeah, a power shed. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Which, I mean, yeah, it was a key. Who would have thought?
Another shockwave. What's this? That is
Blast.
bongos.
And just as a reminder, that's going to be considered outer aisles. Main aisles is only the things that are physically touching the giant donkey head.
That's a very funny way of putting it. If you're touching the donkey, you are not outer aisles.
Exactly.
Taking a peek
I'm
over
very
here.
curious why our runners have not gone inside Donkey Temple yet.
Wow, wait, Lanky's on another... Dude, they read the hints so fast sometimes. Like he's
wish
on
I was
another
this
ferry
good.
in Aztec, so that means both the ferries are Archon.
Jesus. I wish I was this good at video games where I could just look at that and not have to spend 5 minutes writing it down.
Okay, man, going for a little bit of a skip up the mountain here. Are we abandoning ship? We're abandoning ship. Get me out of here. We're going to go check out the top of this, though. It's just another B metal.
That is considered one of the harder dexterity checks in DK64. Like, it is.
What's a
100%.
charisma check in DK64?
Charisma. Just going to the hint door.
That's
I has Kong, please give me hint.
And, you know, the perception check is when you get a million hints and you go, oh god, it's Bean.
Yeah.
That's perception.
Your perception check is not forgetting your hints. Roll with disadvantage every single time.
Strength is playing DK64 Randomizer at all. Just kidding. Heading on over here. We are in Japes. Something in Japes Hillside is important for us. And there's also a slam in Japes as well.
So we've got both of our runners are doing the two things that we resolving two different sets of hints, and they'll be overlapping themselves at some point.
Yeah, they're kind of just doing things out of order, which is good. I think it's really good whenever a seed or just randomizer settings encourage people to do different tasks simultaneously. I think that's always a positive, as opposed to it always feeling like a very linear set of checks. Yeah, the luck check is just going straight for density and doing a Hail Mary.
Just getting a casino to oranges for a Helm minigame.
I totally thought K-Man died for a second because the audio was the game over noise and it faded to black. That was funny. Monkey Commotion. I like all the titles for the battle arenas. Doing this for Banana. That's a pretty long battle arena, honestly. That's kind of unlucky.
One of the things that's so good about Season 4 is that every enemy that you kill in the arena brings the timer down a certain amount. Not a second, it's based on the difficulty of the enemy. So, like, I think Splats are 2 or 3 each. Clumps are, I think, 3. But stuffs like Claptraps are, like, 1 each. So it does encourage you to do the check without just it being a complete waste of time or a complete time sink.
Which is nice, honestly. Like, the fact that it's actually... this is going to sound weird for a video game, but the fact that it's gamified is nice. We do get Grape Shooter here. And again, we knew something in Hillside was important.
What could that point to?
Could point to Llama Temple.
Cave Some Lobbies has 1 potion. That was that hint.
You can't just say Check of Legends. You can't...
Not everything is Check of Legends.
You're just J. Jonah Jameson slamming the table, just going, Check of Legends! It's Check of Legends, Peter!
I need pictures!
They need pictures of the Check of Legends! Key 1 in the Hillside, never mind, that's the thing. That's what we needed.
Oh, well, that's easy, isn't it?
That resolves it.
I wonder what item could be in Hillside that's on path to Key 1. Oh, it's Key 1? Oh.
No. I swear, it's always like, it's the safe bet whenever you see that to just go, oh, it is Key 1. But then, like, you get another item and you're like, oh, is it actually putting me on the path to something? It's like, oh, no, there it is. It always happens.
It's a friendly reminder to everybody who plays this game or whoever thinks about playing this game. Clear your hinted regions. 1000%. If something says, oh, this is on the path to a key I don't have, well, then if you get 1 item out of it, you need to go back and make sure it's the only item in that region.
Yeah, did you see that, by the way? They had 25 GBs going into the castle lobby there, and then they got the 26 GB that they needed to get into the room from the Kasplat. Very lucky.
Convenient.
Ooh, it's everyone's favorite blast. It's everyone's favorite because this one takes a long time if you ever mess up. You can get caught in what I call the vortex, which is if you miss a single hoop, it just like spirals.
And you just rage quit by immediately leaving.
Don't get caught in the vortex. Oh, that was kind of dangerous.
speaking of rage quitting by missing
No!
something.
It's the vortex. It comes for us all. We're just leaving. Bye. I'll catch you
Well,
later.
we tried. We gave it our best. That's not important, I'm sure of it.
Surely not.
That'll be fine.
There are, you know, it's okay to classify certain checks as just over my dead body checks. like you only do a boss if it is like pointed directly at you.
That would
diving.
be
Woo! Lucky guess.
castle exterior, castle surroundings, and that was the Kasplat. That was the Donkey Kasplat and Vanilla. Interesting.
I don't know what we call that Kasplat. I feel like he deserves a name because I feel like he almost always has something because he's such a Sphere Zero check. I like Monty P Moneybags, maybe. He's always loaded.
If you have opinions on what we should call it, you should head over to discord.dk64randomizer.com and express them. I'm sure that the devs would love to hear them.
You make it sound like they wouldn't. They genuinely they engage and have fun with that stuff. You make it sound like we're just throwing the masses at them. Yeah, Pineapple's on the path to everything in the world because it was locking Shockwave. We both got Shockwave, so we're both pretty much cruising here. Lots of things to check. By the way, we still haven't gone back to get Lanky, right, on the side of Penny?
Correct, to my knowledge, yeah. Still missing Lanky.
I mean, if you think about it, getting Lanky means that there's like one extra Kong on your like Kong quick swap, which is pretty bad. I could see it, trading a whole Kong for that.
Cranky is in caves somewhere.
Getting a few medals here. We do not have Gone yet. Don't need it.
Do not need Gone logically for that hint. You either need Gone, well, you need Gone and Pineapple, or you need instruments in order to get that. It's I don't want to say a niche either or, but it's one of those things that has two resolutions that's not the most painful thing on the planet.
We enjoy not having pain here.
Yeah, that's definitely something that you experience DK64 Randomizer, not pain.
It's only joy here. We could check the library bee, right? No real reason to.
Out of logic, yes. There's no reason not to.
You say out of logic, like anybody's ever looked at Strong Kong for more than 0.1 seconds.
Yeah, you're right.
The only check everybody really wants with Strong Kong is the Igloo, which is really funny because it's not there in vanilla.
Exactly. For some of the stuff that the devs in DK64 Randomizer have done is that they have taken stuff that was absolutely garbage in the game and made it slightly less absolute garbage. The Igloo, Donkey's 5-door Igloo, for example, does not have the Strong Kong barrel there. You're just supposed to be good at the game. Like, the devs' intention for whatever it is get good. So,
which is rude of them to say when it comes to DK64. By the way, we're getting the run back here on Penny. No! I'm telling you, man. It's the vortex. It's brutal out here.
we tried.
We're going back up. No. Knuckle up. You get knocked down, you get back up again. You gotta keep in mind, we know where the Kongs are, which is a big part of the elimination here for where the family is. Cranky's part of the family too. He can be part of the family. He's part of the family in Tropical Freeze.
For the purposes of our compulsive gambling that we have in the chat, no, he is not. It is only the 5 playable Kongs.
Last one here. Gonna be able to get this. Should be able to get the ferry downstairs if we want. We're leaving without getting the ferry?
We're going down there yet because you can't go back up.
Oh, you're so right. I forgot we had punch.
This check logically requires you to have sniper scope. However, if you stand underneath the switch with pineapple, you can fire and activate it. You just
And
have
it is
to
something. There's something here.
not be bad at standing underneath it. It's one of those. It is finicky but consistent.
My favorite. There we go. We got it. What's this potion going to be? Could be big money.
So, as it turns out, it was totally worth it to go back and do this.
Well, we don't know yet.
I would say having up potions.
What if it's something bad? We already have third melon, so it can't be third melon, unfortunately.
Ammo upgrade? Instrument upgrade? Nope, totally worth it. 100%. Absolutely best thing you could have possibly gotten. Barrels. It is forced. Something chunky.
Barrels is pretty big. Pretty large. Good thing Penny knew about the out of logic there. That does save some time. Unlikely sniper scope is hitting much more than that.
Force funky chunky. Okay. And
That's a melon.
do not have that yet, correct? No, we have not been in forest yet.
Not been forced yet, no.
Good to know.
It's also good that, again, one of the big changes in the season, that Funky is accessible. Previously, that Funky was locked up for his crimes, but... You know, I was playing an archipelago of DK64, and I bought a shotgun in Doom from Funky, and I was like, that's appropriate. That checks out.
We got a second. I do want to bring up the Archipelago support for DK64 Randomizer. It was a very, 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 very highly requested feature. That took a while to get everything working underneath it, the communication between the two, and it became one of those jokes in the community where every time you asked about it, it got delayed another month. But eventually people let it simmer enough that that timer ran out and we finally got it implemented. And I give a lot of credit to the AP devs, as well as the devs in DK64 Randomizer, who are constantly sitting, looking at the logic framework for AP, adding more features to it. There's a channel that you can follow on the discord.dk64randomizer.com called Archipelago Updates, and it's constantly being updated with new stuff that's getting added, new ways that you can play the game, new checks, new effects for all of that. I'm not an AP person by any stretch of the imagination. Social anxiety means that I hate talking to people mostly. So for the people who do have friends, it is a lot of fun and constantly growing. So be sure to check that out.
You can do a solo AP. I did do it just linking up Final Fantasy 1 and Donkey Kong 64, and I laughed hysterically.
I can barely play this game as it is. I don't think adding a second game on top of it will make it better.
I beat Garland and I got Donkey Kong. That made me laugh for a whole day.
Those who can't race, do commentary on DK64 Randomizer.
True. Get the banana here. We're at 32 bananas. We're on pretty good pace. Again, the general eyeball pace is like a banana a minute, roughly. And we're pretty much there.
Doing pretty well, all things considered. If I was playing the seed, I would not feel stressed about what the heck am I supposed to do right now. Caves Lanky Metal being Way of the Horde. Okay, that's always good to know.
That adds stress.
Yeah.
What do we have for Lanky so far to get that? We just have Sprint and we have Grapes. Oh, dude, I hate Caves Lanky Metal. It's so bad.
I think you're at... Oh, you've got the balloon, you've got the 10 that you swim for, that's 20, without access to... Got the balloon inside of Ice Castle, that's 30. I think you wind up just shy, but like just shy, you know?
Well, unfortunately, just shy is a goose egg when it comes to getting the thing, right?
Yeah. Day late and $1 short.
Checking out the chunky catacombs. What's going on down here?
Blueprints.
I'm good. You know how mad I was when I was just like learning to 100% this game in like the modern era for the randomizer, that the 10 Diddy bananas I missed as a child were because you have to do his buttons wrong in Catacombs, and I never would have done that. I was
It is
furious.
unhinged. Why would you put that there? Like, you
Why is it
reward
there? Who
someone
did
for
that?
making a Why would you reward somebody for making a mistake?
Greg Kirkhope, I will find you. I'm sorry. I gotta do it.
The guy who wrote the music definitely programmed it
Yeah.
as well.
I enjoy just umbrella blaming Grant Kirkhope for everything. This Coconut Shed is ammo belt too. We got bullets.
Only mostly his fault. Although I do give him a lot of credit. He has a very good sense of humor about the music that he made for DK64. He recently released on Bandcamp I think, reimagining, for lack of a better phrase.
He did, for the anniversary.
Yeah, and he was a very good sport about having the DK rap in the
Did you see that
Super
lever?
Mario movie.
Dude, not to cut you off, did you see that lever just totally block him from shooting the balloon? He
Hit
got
detection
so
in this game doesn't sometimes.
Grant Kirkhope?
Yeah, exactly.
I was just sitting in the office. I was writing the lever hit detection, and I said it should be worse. That's from the interview with Grant. He's a very forward-thinking guy. He's like, someday this will be really funny.
Unbelievable. I do also have to say, for Grant Kirkhope, since we're talking about music anyway, a lot of his music that he did for Kazooie and Tooie and ukulele, to a lesser extent, do translate very well to the Donkey Kong 64 sound font.
Yeah. Well, Tooie and Kazooie, like, literally, they just get added in, and they almost use the exact same midis. It's very funny.
Yeah, it's like a 95% straight conversion at that point. Conker, to a lesser extent as well, but Conker has his own issues. And I would like to make sure that I shout out the DK64 Randomizer transposing the music community in there are all phenomenal, of which I am a part of, a small part of it, but I count myself very lucky to have a lot of these people to bounce ideas off of. And
Who was that anime girl in Snide's house? Do you see that? The little cheese girl?
No clue.
Did you all see that?
We all saw it. I don't think any of us want to admit to seeing it, but we all saw it.
Caught emoji.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to just give a big old shout out to everybody who works on bringing outside music into DK64 Randomizer. It's a lot of work. Even me getting back into it after a long time, it's a lot more work than I remember it, and that we have such transpositions. Like, One Winged Angel is still, the updated version is one of the best things I've heard, mostly because of how technically complex it is.
Yeah, it's amazing. The work they do is incredible. Yeah, Cave's Colored Banana is on the path to Diddy phase. We also do know that Lanky's medal there is Way of the Horde. So yeah, and it has to be Peanuts, because we already do have Rocket Barrel. Good deduction there, chat. Thanks for putting on your Sherlock hat.
Switching over to daytime, which does open up a lot of mills itself, as well as that hint door. Oh, hey, that's a key. Hey, that seems important. Maybe we should probably do that.
Easily could be a key. That was a little uncomfortable, just DK staring in the mirror, pondering. Like, where did I go wrong? Ooh, guessing wrong on the order so far. That's one. Oh, okay, we got it. Got on the backswing.
Puzzle solution is not random in the original game, but it is random for DK64 Randomizer. It is shuffled, so there is a non-zero chance that you could just be experiencing a lot of pain when you were trying to go through and figure that out.
They're pretty close to max pain there. The maximum amount of punishment you can receive. That is a key in the Forest Mills. Getting a lot of random keys here. Yeah, gonna have to make it nighttime in order to snatch that, but that's just fine. It's good that we randomly saw that. It's funny that that's such a low to the ground check right now, right? We just happen to have Gorilla Grab.
Yeah, it was very convenient that... But it also kind of makes sense, as it were, because...
Go, Kasha!
Dirt, Kasha, dirt,
Kasha!
let's go. Whatever I was saying was completely irrelevant.
It's happening!
It is happening, chat.
Welcome to Season 4, dude!
Best thing that we could have seen.
That's the luck stat. That's what the luck check comes in for sure. The dirt kasha. Yeah, we're gonna go now. Grab this key. And we're gonna see what this fight pad is. It's funny to see this fight pad back in Logic. It's almost nostalgic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ancient history. Yeah, we need monkey port anyway, right? So, I mean, it's not a huge deal. Means that we are eyes and ears open for the monkey port. Get the dude. I always just want to call this like the Kotaku dirt patch because of like how much coverage that got as like the gamers have found the secret dirt patch.
Shout out
it's
to
a game theory
Bismuth.
dirt patch.
Shout out to Bismuth in the history of the DK64 101% video where he was talking about that discovery and he was hyping it up like every single speed run that had ever been done was immediately invalidated all throughout history.
It changes everything, really. So
my favorite reaction when that was discovered was Tudos discovered or went back and found the meme category speedrun, which is DK64 all collectibles, and found whoever was the record holder at the time had rolled right over that dirt patch and didn't get it. And he was like, look at this person and their invalid cheated run for this category.
Exposed. When you said reaction, I just imagined like, oh, the potion in here inside DK Summer Home. DK Summer Home almost always loaded. There's so much stuff in here.
There's 3 checks that you can do in Season 4, and it's just always worth it to just cheese your way in. Well, now it's 2, because we got rid of the melon crate, but it's still a lot. Like, they're 2 pretty straightforwardly easy checks to do.
Yep. We say trying to swap this fly. Oh, we're getting owned by the fly. Oh, this fly's good. Okay.
Shout out to Kuiper. Kuiper special on that one.
Going on back to the cabins here. Rather than the center. That's going to be Feather Bow. I thought it was going to be Monkey Port for a second. I thought my heart was going to jump out of my chest, but Feather Bow, still good to have. Gonna free this fairy. Why is this fairy in this box? Getting pretty good on bananas, by the way. We're at a big 37. Pretty darn good pace.
Good point that Alta just brought up. That because we have because that was Feather, and we know that Tiny's final phase, Tiny phase is part of the end sequence for the game.
Yeah.
That means that Strong Kong is Way of the Horde.
Which is just, I feel like the funny wrench that tends to throw into things is it then means a ton of hints are just pointing at Strong Kong. It's a matter of, like, not getting got. It's like Old Maid. You don't want to be the one holding the Strong Kong.
Exactly. It's me and Baboon Blast. Anytime that I see that Sniper Scope is on the Isles Jape Grape Cage, but anytime that I see Bee Blast is like has one thing, I immediately have to do every single Bee Blast check in the entire game because I'm convinced that they're all important. It's never just one. Something in Force Center and Beanstalk is important.
It's probably this.
No.
What do you got for us? Gazum?
The shops are a separate region.
Never mind. But we still got Gazum.
We did still get Gazum, so it's a win, but not the win, as it were.
Very likely to be this dirt patch, unless it's
could be.
Our best friend Dean.
Brothers. Hold.
I thought for a split second, I thought that key was a Bean, and I was about to scream. I thought Bean was just gonna be at Bean.
Tragic, fam. It is no stonks today.
Sorry, Bean Leavers. There's a fairy in there. That's good to see, honestly, because that's the Nightmare Fairy. That's the Toho Fairy.
The one that everybody just fouls 1,000 times before they finally catch it.
Going on through now in Forest. We're sticking in nighttime. Check out the mush. We're going inside. We do have Chunky, which makes us more valuable.
Giant mushroom interior, when you have chunky, is infinitely better than when you don't have chunky.
When you don't have chunky, dude, it's the worst thing that's ever happened.
Pretty bad.
No, we're leaving. I'm done. I don't care if I got chunky. And not grabbing our bananas here. So we don't really need them.
So we're still, in order to get Diddy, we're still missing Mini Monkey. And Mini Monkey is basically relevant to any final tiny phase hints that we get.
Yep.
So once we eventually run out of Lighthouse Area Path to 8, cool. Once we eventually run out of things to do, then eventually just hunting down all of our tiny phases is going to be how we eventually get there.
You know what's funny
Lighthouse Area Path to 8 also does mean that Coconut is Way of the Horde.
Yeah. For sure. That's just a blueprint in here. Likely not going to do it. I think we've had enough of barrel shooting games for today. Yeah, get me out of here.
At least it's good to know that you don't get baited by that one.
Oh, did Penny never grab the key? I thought they did. Did she not after she changed it to nighttime? Got some homing ammo,
that's
by
how
the
we
way.
knew it was key 5. Yeah, they both have key 5.
No, the key from the other key, the key that was in from the Gorilla Grab at Mills.
Oh.
I don't know if Penny grabbed it.
I don't know either. I don't know if they went in.
They revealed the key. It's outside. It's just sitting there. I just don't think they've been back to Mills since they made it nighttime. Yeah, she didn't go. Yeah. Key is just sitting there.
One of those things where they're just grinding out all of their nighttime checks before, or all their checks before they swap it back, or
very likely. There is a small possibility that it is just Chekhov's key, and it just sits there, and Penny assumes they have it. But
oh god.
But very unlikely.
I just realized that was another hint door with the key item, where the key is 5 feet away from that hint door. It's like, oh wow, really? You weren't kidding that something in this area is on the path to key 5. Who would have thought?
Beanstalk to key 5. What does it mean?
What do we get there? We got Kong, we got key 5, we got the move. It can't be any of those, right?
That's what I was thinking also. That looks like it's Mini and Shipyard for sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Checks out. And we have diving. Make a little bit of chunky face here. No, yeah, the top left. The top left's not right. We've all been there. It's so easy to have the incorrect top left on chunky because like 3 of them look like they're empty. Well, we at least know the location of one of our slams. We do know that one is in Japes. So if we do desperately need to start searching for one, we have barrels, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, only Penny has barrel.
Yeah, there is some divergence in between what our players have. Penny is the only one who has barrels and feather bow at this moment in time, and Gorilla God. Interesting.
Yeah, very different set of items.
Or Blanky, that also is true.
I haven't heard of Blanky. Who is that?
Who?
Is that a new character?
Yeah, we don't refer to that person.
Sorry, was that in the last Nintendo Direct?
They don't go here anymore.
You don't even go here, Lanky.
I have no clue why, but Mean Girls has just been my reference point du jour for the last month and a half.
Whoa! Wow, that Kasplat came in hot there. I was like, I've never seen that Kasplat so aggressive after that flip. Yeah, looks like Penny's immediately going to grab Lanky. Again, I hope it's not Chekhov's key. I hope Penny remembers they didn't grab it.
Really? She does
Whoa.
too. So.
That Lanky is evasive. Got him. Where are we going now that we've got Lanky? We're going right back up here? Oh, we're going Gallion. Makes sense. We're going to try to
Yes,
grab
we have that the lighthouse areas on the path to 8, I believe. It's worth just clearing that up.
And also, I think we know that Mini Monkey is somewhere in Shipyard.
Japes Land's dead. Good to know.
Rest in peace, Japes
Shipyard. Okay, yeah. So this is very much a good point to make that move.
Yeah. On back here. And we have Lanky, right? So we can do the on guard stuff. We'll see what Penny manages to dredge out of Gallion here. That spawn's kind of brutal. It's kind of far away. It's good for, like, starting and immediately getting the, like, chest and stuff, but then it's, like, less valuable, I feel like, as a, like, quit and resume place.
It's very much... There's so much that is given and taken from when you have shuffled spawns on. And sometimes the game giveth like it has an Aztec, and sometimes the game taketh away. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Gallion.
We're fighting it out for the Banana Fairy?
That's a choice that was made.
I believe in the fairies. Wow, can't believe Chunky's dead. Fell off the mushroom. Tragic. Rolling the service this Sunday for anyone who wants to come.
Slam kind of complicates Cave's Lanky Metal. Very interesting point. Yes, very interesting point. We're missing a whole bunch of what we need
yes,
to make
very
that work.
interesting.
Holy smokes. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's I'd say somewhat is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence. I'd say Slam apocalyptically complicates Lanky
Catastrophically complicates.
Oh, another great word. Disastrously complicates Lanky's metal and games.
Unprecedentedly.
Wow, we're just throwing a cannonball at him.
We'll get there eventually. It'll be fine.
They grabbed the cannonball, and I was like, what are we doing with it? They just whipped it at him. That's so funny.
For a game that is 20-something years old, we all laugh. Like, this game is just silly. And we say it's a silly, funny monkey game, but there have been very few games that have ever been released that still have this passionate of community who have said that they still want to play the game, but they don't want to play this version of the game. How can we make it different and better and stronger? And then they come up with DK64 Randomizer. So
I thought you were going to say we haven't had a game have this many funny monkeys in it since DK64, and I was like, you're right. Oh, you're actually spitting. That's true.
100%.
When was the last funny monkey game you played? Black Myth Wukong? There's only one.
Ape Escape?
Ape Escape? That was years ago, dude. You gotta wake up.
Yeah, as I was saying, this game, I give it a lot of credit in the pantheon of things, of games that very few games have inspired this much devotion to its continuation of existence.
By the way, unfortunately, get owned to the believers. The Kong family has not yet been reunited. Diddy is still being held a hostage, being forced to dress up as a banana fairy.
We know where he is. We'll free him eventually.
Dude, the levers. Grant Kirkhope. Grant, thanks for taking the time to speak with us today. What were you thinking with the lever hitboxes in DK64? Yeah, so thanks for having me. As you know, I composed and also programmed the lever hit detection. I just thought it would be really funny, like 30 years later, when two guys were commentating it.
How dare you?
Japes free Diddy items by the Horde. That's the Kasha hint. Coming in like a wrecking ball.
So now K-Man knows how disastrous this is.
I like the sliding scale of seeds of like jet seed, normal seed, disastrous seed,
Ruined.
desolation seed.
It's like the way you remember when Bob Ross started streaming on Twitch, where everyone would just be like ruined, and then 5 seconds later, saved.
That was great. What a good time that was. We're going popping into Drunky Chunky here. Quick banana. By the way, K-Man did grab the key in Mills that Penny has neglected to grab despite opening.
Something.
I do hope Penny remembers that they don't have it.
We'll get there eventually, I'm sure of it.
I'm telling you, that's dangerous, man. That's setup. Y'all ever heard of literary devices? I'm just worried it's going to pay off.
Foreshadowing is a literary device.
Yeah. We got 46 bananas on the side of K-Man. Again, very good pace. And they're running around in caves. So we've got a little bit of divergence here in terms of we're looking at Shipyard on the side of Penny because we know something here is big money. Getting the on guard check. And we do have Spring. So we... but we don't have Diddy. We don't have the guy to do it.
The question, though, do we need the guy to do it?
Nope. Gallion Lighthouse is lanky phase.
Which so far, I believe we've only seen Simeon Spring from Lighthouse.
Uh-oh.
That's
yeah,
trombone,
that's almost,
thank you.
almost, yeah, it has to be trombone. Candy's just got some bananas, which we're happy to buy. Donkey Kong got 43 bucks, dude.
Caverns for lanky phase, thank you. That's why we have chat here, so that we can be confidently incorrect and then immediately correct it.
I don't know about you guys, but my favorite pastime is being wrong.
Confidently on the internet in front of people.
It's very liberating when you just start to be wrong. Save the mechfish, dude! Gotta do it for the content.
Content. For people who are just tuning in or have no clue what you're watching, we have a DK64 Randomizer Season 4 preset race going on. If you have any questions or would like to possibly play, head on over to DK64Randomizer.com.
Yeah, check it out. It's very fun. Even if you're not like the biggest DK64 vanilla fan, this is honestly one of the fastest and most varied randomizers that I've personally played. I super recommend it.
Yeah, the shenanigans level is through the roof.
Yeah, you get up to some shenanigans, but it's also just like a lot of logic and like trying to plan things out in a way that's really fun. Sometimes in randomizers, it kind of just feels like you shuffle things up in a way that leads to the similar play patterns over and over, but it's very rare that winds up being the case here. Again, there we got vines on the Cactus Kasplat. Vines. Hold on, my neurons are firing.
Well, that was obviously the key 8, so... what does it also get us? It gets us the Kasplat that's in Caverns.
And they got, on the side of K-Man, we got Super Duper, which if we're trying to go for lanky stuff in Caverns, that's big money. Do have Gone in order to do the, I don't know about you, I call this the chunky bank heist. Going away from it. Chunky, walking away from a life of crime. Something to aspire to. Once again, just whipping it at this Kasplat. He didn't even do anything that time. You already did that to him once. That guy's like, what a day.
Oh, brother.
Going for the cannon game?
Not a bad check.
No, it's not a bad check as long as you don't miss the target. Smile. Simply hit the target, smile.
It rewards a patient player.
Ooh, they got it. That
Speaking of
easy, and that is
rewards-
trombone. Yeah, that's a good job navigating that hint logic.
Speaking
also
of
should.
rewarding a skilled player,
Nice. Let me tell you, if it's your first time playing like this randomizer or you're early on in your career, the first time that you are forced to do that cannon minigame, it is pain. Learning that thing is a
the
disaster.
timing, the way that it all lines up, it's not great. Not by any stretch of the imagination.
Do you think Lanky is a skilled trombone player? Like, is he good
No,
at
Flanky is skilled, period.
it? Dang.
It's a
Rippy's having
reminder
none
if
of it today. I don't like
if
that
you
calling. I don't like his shenanigans.
If you haven't already been to Donkey Levers, that was the hint that says, hey, maybe you should go back there and get it.
Oh man, I hope Penny looks at their tracker and is like, I'm down a key. I feel like I should have more.
Oh no.
Wait a minute. Sniper, which again, we knew that we needed. So for Penny, it's just kind of like, yep, checks out.
Motion in this
Ooh,
arena.
this is Feather, right? We know that.
Has to be, yeah.
I'm pretty sure we saw Penny get this. Unless I'm nutty.
Yes, probably.
Wait, Feather was in Mills? Oh, it's Mini Monkey! Never mind. I'm so sorry. This is not port. You're also owned. We're both owned. Look at yourself in the mirror. You're owned.
I didn't remember coming here before.
No, yeah, because
That's because we didn't.
Yeah, we did not. Yeah, this is getting really difficult to follow because our players have super different stuff.
Bongo.
Yes, Bongos was in Outskirts.
Correct. It was in Outer Isles, not
Yeah.
Outskirts.
Oh, whatever. Potato. Oh my gosh, Penny still doesn't have Gone.
That's
I totally
wild.
forgot about that. Again, talking about super different stuff. Or both slams again. One was in Japes. The other one was in, that was the bonus that Penny's coming up to, right? The Logic one.
Yes.
It's the bonus barrel right up here. Penny's in a good position to clean up. Asterisk. I hope they remember that they dropped. They did not get the key. I'm telling you, man, it's Chekhov's key. I'm just worried. Yeah, Penny also here going to grab this. This is going to put them at Blue Butt, which is pretty good, but they will need Red Butt for the majority of caves. They don't need it, though, for Donkey Cabin, right?
Red Slam, no.
Yeah, and Donkey Cabin is what has, whatchamacallit, it's what has Mini Monkey for them.
Which will allow us to get Diddy.
Yes, and she found Trombone. Thank you for that, chat. Yeah, where my son Diddy. Gotta go get him.
It's your boy.
Yeah, we still have not gotten Kasha Dirt. What are the odds Kasha Dirt is Strong Kong?
CBs is for Tiny Phase. And something else, which I missed.
Try to grab this time. Got it. Penny has Super Simeon.
K-Man did get an instrument upgrade too. So we've got Gallion CBs is on the path to Tiny Phase and Free Kongs.
Mhm.
The Aztec Fairy is Diddy, correct. And while just looking at the moves that both of our runners have,
Yeah.
Penny has Featherbow to get into 5-door Temple, but does not have Mini, whereas K-Man has Mini, but does not have Featherbow to get into 5-door Temple.
Very funny.
We're a very interesting sort of trying to... We're waiting for one to get the other thing they need.
Keep in mind, Penny is very close to Mini Monkey right now. They're right next to it. If they go into DK Cabin, they get it.
Are they going to do the thing that I do every time I play one of these seeds, where I go, "Ah, forgot it. I'll be fine. I don't need that check."
What are the odds that it's important? Well, the one thing to keep in mind is, like, Bongos was on our big banana path, right? So, like, I feel like you should be on the lookout here for bongo-y stuff.
The other thing, though, is that you could make the argument that Bongos is just kind of air quotes resolved because it's already on the path to Helm.
Yeah, you can't let that dissuade you here.
That's one of the things that I, as someone who plays a fair amount of DK64R seeds on my stream, one of the issues that I find is getting so deeply lost in the sauce where I think, well, this is on the path to Key 8, so I don't need to worry about it possibly unlocking anything else. And then I discover, oh, no, wait, that instrument hit 8 other things that I just completely biffed on.
Okay, there we go. By the way, speaking of being lost in the sauce, Penny there, struggling to get on up. Playing the trombone. We are going to check out the Lanky Cabin here. So the fact that Penny's being thorough enough to check Lanky Cabin here leads me to believe that they are going to check DK Cabin. Because you're also playing for density, right? And DK Cabin's not the worst for that.
DK Cabin is very much with the items that you have available and where you are, that is a very straightforward density check that you should go after.
Yeah, just saw his banana getting out of here. And here we see K-Man going on in here in order to grab this cannon check, which we know is mission critical. Wow, we missed the balloon. These balloons are putting up a fight, man. These balloons are putting up a fight! Gotta aim, K-Man. We all like to do the no-scopes in these houses, but come on. Doing the battle crown, there it is. They're going to get Mini Monkey, and they're probably just going to immediately run and get Diddy. Yeah, this is a long battle arena.
Even with getting rid of, or killing enemies takes down the timer, still you gotta kill a whole bunch of enemies. So it's less time, but it still is time.
Yeah, K-Man did not check the chunky sniper scope check yet, and they did get sniper scope, which whenever I get sniper scope like that, my alarm bells start going off. Like, that's immediately one of the first things I think of. So they might go back to it, but they've also just been busy, right? Like, they just didn't check it while they were there. Gonna be grabbing this hint, jumping up from the window. Is there a reason neither of them gone for Diddy? Penny literally just got Mini Monkey. They could not do it before that. They got it 5 frames ago.
If I had to speculate on why K-Man hasn't yet, they are probably doing the thing that I do, which is I say, okay, I'm going to go do this I know that I can do this right now, but if I don't finish the task that I am on this very moment, I will never come back and complete it.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
it might just be if I don't wrap this up now, I'm never going to remember to do this again.
Well, K-Man doesn't have Feather, so K-Man can't go get Diddy even if they want.
It's also
to.
true. That's also very true.
They have to get Feather. No, they've both until very recently been locked out of that ability to do so. We know that the Lanky medal here is still important. It's likely either Cranky, so that we can get the Diddy thing, or it's Peanuts directly. We drop it to Boulder. You know, I think it would have improved the game design a bit if that's Strong Kong! Oh!
Hey, remember when we had that hint at Strong Kong? Remember when we needed Strong Kong to do anything in this game? Looks like we resolved that.
It couldn't be bait. It was too heavy, too rough, and too big. And that makes sense. Just keep in mind, Strong Kong, load-bearing item here. Theoretically.
Which is on the path to Tiny and Free Kongs. Theoretically.
I'm not gonna lie, if I'm K-Man, I'm kind of, you know, kicking my wall a little bit. You hate to see that. See, chat, this is why it takes all of us. We need all of us to help follow the logic while it's going live.
There's only so much that we can do. I have one eye pointed in one direction, another eye pointed in the other direction, and my brain has to entertain you folks on top of it.
And I'm just, look, years of playing DK64 have just left me dumber than I came in with, so, you know?
My brain has smoothed over and slipped out of my skull.
Too many wrinkles in it previously, you know? It needs to be nice and smooth to eat as many bananas as I can.
So we are still missing Monkey Port on both of our players in order to get the Kasha Dirt.
Yeah. And we know Kasha Dirt is important in some grand Cosmo sort of way. And we still don't have Diddy, so we still can't open up the igloo. Even if we wanted to check in it. By the way, Penny doing my preferred strat. I saw K-Man try to hop up here and just fight the Kasplat. Dude, he's got the high ground. There's a 0% chance you do this unscathed. That Kasplat laid into K-Man. I am terrified of that Kasplat.
To pick and choose your battles, folks. We're going after a boss peak. I don't really think we've seen any.
Hold on.
I don't think we've seen any at all this race.
No, I think we know. Look, we're the armchair players here, but I think we know what's up, right? We know that the Lanky Caves CB is what's important here. We do just have to get that. We know that that's likely Cranky, and then Cranky likely gives us the Monkey Port that we need for the Kasha Dirt, right? I'm definitely copying off chat's homework here, but that all makes sense to me.
This makes sense. Sounds about right.
Don't tell the teacher I copied your homework or you're a snitch.
Or.
Wait a minute.
Or.
No way.
Or.
No. No.
Or.
No.
Or.
What? No.
Maybe.
Wait.
This is in logic.
And they have barrel throwing. If this is Chimpy Charge, yeah, then we just he and we haw, right? We just have a great time. If this is Chimpy Charge. I love how all the people in chat are like, this must be Charge, but there's a little bit of like, right? Like, this has to be Charge, yeah, for sure, right?
Oh,
B.
Look at. If Bean.
My beautiful boy. Surely it's Charge. It simply wouldn't make sense if it wasn't Charge.
Every single time that I play this game, I'm like, oh, this is just going to be a rocket barrel, and then it's diving. What do you mean it's not what I thought it was?
K-Man wins because of the bean? True. I'm surprised the timers are still going. I thought they were set to auto split when somebody gets a bean.
Well, we're done here, so thanks for tuning.
DK64 Randomizer as well. Okay, bye. Okay, here we go. What do we got here, Armadillo? So, very likely to be Chimpy Charge here. If it's not, then we're going to have a stern talking to.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Crisis averted. Could you imagine the reality where that said peanuts? We would have lost it. Oh, doing the big think. The classic aisle spin around. I always prefer when my aisles has some sort of thinking like theme because I feel like you spend so much time just T-posing there as a Kong, like, for like a second.
I do appreciate how there's just so many different thinking animations that you can do for, depending on your personality. You can either spin in circles thinking about it, you can stand in one spot, you can pause, you can, you can just swap your Kongs constantly just to have something to fiddle with your fingers. It's so wild. Or, there's so many different ways that you can emote I am thinking without actually saying that you're thinking.
And here, Penny is diving on in order to grab their son, Diddy. Oh. Hold on, we got this. Get the shot. Diddy Kong. That is all 5 Kongs. He was very much sealed away there in the temple. He was hidden in the... He was in the shrine of the Silver Monkey. Nightmare to get to. Just checking out the rest of this for fun.
I mean, you're here, right? Hey, it's a crown. How
Whoa,
dare you not
crowns.
collect that crown?
So, is Slam preventing Penny from getting the Lanky medal in caves? No, right?
On caves. I don't think so.
Oh my god, Penny
Because the
still hasn't grabbed the
slam
other key.
only locks 15 colored bananas. But if you need 50, with all these doors open to you, you should be able to get it.
Yeah, what are we doing? I thought would be that Penny might run to Japes to get the other slam, but they gotta go to Gallion here. Where was Feather again? Or sorry, not, yeah, where was Feather again? It was a while ago.
Feather was somewhere in the mills. Forget exactly where. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Yeah, the only thing
Feather
I
was
have is that
Thornvine Barrel, thank you.
Thornvine Barrel, thank you. Yeah, I knew it was Mills. Yeah, because we were having that whole conversation about, oh, we need Strong Kong for it, and this, that, and the other thing.
So they're in Mills, sniffing around for it now. Very likely they're going to get it. That Kasplat was being so annoying. Are we checking Xylem? We're checking Gazumpin? No! They think Charge is load-bearing. Oh, we're counting.
Can you enter the pin code, chat?
Do they think that's caves colored bananas?
It could be, I guess, right? What is this going to be? Banana.
I mean, we didn't... Caves Colored Bananas got us some...
Okay, they're going to DK's vacation home, so K-Man is going to be catching up here very quickly if they don't start making some headway here on the side of Penny. K-Man, again, we're now doing a quick review of the moves, and we're getting out of there. We don't have PTT, so I think we're just using that to cross that off, theoretically. Ooh, or they just had a Brain Blast? Unclear. That was like a speed run. Yeah, Penny might have just been like, oh god, I didn't get the key. that just happened? No, they're going back to caves. Okay, what are we doing in caves? What's up? What's the plan, Penny? Talk to me. Penny, talk to me through your gameplay.
Bonus stage.
K-Man's on their tail.
Well done.
Yeah, I know. Penny never grabbed the key. It's still just sitting there in forest. Again, I was calling it Chekhov's key for a reason. I really hope Penny doesn't just think they have it, because that's a weird thing to try to realize, right? I think it's easy when you're in the sauce. You could easily just think like, oh, I never grabbed, I grabbed that key. I must be missing another one. It must be in some random spot. Get these lanky bananas. That's Cranky. We got him. Okay.
That does resolve our Cave CBs, kind of, because we have Cave CB's path to Diddy phase, and we do know that Cranky has a potion somewhere. It's
In
just a matter
factory.
In factory, thank you. So that does resolve that, assuming that Cave's Cranky has peanuts.
We are going to run in here and check this. There's a very good possibility that this is something mission critical. Could be balloon, which we do need.
Oh, that's funny. Cranky into port into peanuts? That's a pretty good option right there. That does make sense.
It's very likely that that's what it is. Oh, a little bit of a miss there. Yeah, that's looking like balloon right there to me. And immediately K-Man running to Aztec in order to get their Undernight in-birth painting? Hold on, Penny. Hold on, I didn't know Penny was based. We got a Unifan?
To note for the chat, which might not entirely be clear as we start to get to this point, because K-Man has all the keys. Helm access is now 50 golden bananas, but there is a door at the end which is 64 golden bananas. So you can complete Helm without getting key 8, basically, or having the golden bananas needed to get key 8. This does mean that there could be something in Helm, not forcing it to be, but it is something to keep in the back of your mind that Helm is not an exclusionary super dead zone.
Yeah. Okay, Penny is immediately locked in to running straight here and buying this potion, which is almost assuredly going to be Monkey Port in order for us to get peanuts. We just need Penny to remember to get the key in Forest.
And that's port that does point us to peanuts, okay.
Yep. And I feel like if you're a Penny fan, you got to send some smoke signals over to Penny. We need to...
Do not.
We need Morse code being
Don't
sent
do that.
to Penny's
Bad.
house.
Bad. Please do not go to Penny's chat and tell them where the thing is.
No, don't do anything actually useful. But, like,
Yeah,
if you want to
you know-
write a letter in invisible ink and put it in the postage, that's fine. That's
Raise your dongers if you remember that era of Twitch. But other than that, no, don't do anything.
Psychic waves are permitted by DK64 Randomizer rules.
100%. You have give please and take NRG if you remember those emotes exist.
Wow, those emotes are so old. I feel like with the rise of like
That's why I said raise dongers, like I'm like that old era of Twitch.
I feel like with the rise of like, you know, other sites to get emotes from, the like global Twitch emotes have like lost a lot of power, you know?
And then every once in a while you get just super cute ones like that.
I don't know if the dongers guy is cute. Now hold on. I would say off color cute, but new wave cute. We are going to Gallion, our caves.
Caves, remember that caution dart that we've talked about like 8 times?
That's
I wonder
called
what it has
foreshadowing.
there.
Gonna grab the peanuts, but again, we need Penny to remember to get the key. There's a good chance they do just know to get it, and they're just putting it off. Which is the ideal ending. The worst ending is we see Penny get this peanuts and then go like, huh.
Boy, that's crazy. How does that work?
Well, we got this. Second time's a charm. Is Peanuts. Yep, we've solved it. Okay, do we jet straight to forest?
They're doing
We're turning in blueprints. We're turning
up.
We're turning in blueprints. Wait, this isn't good. Penny, I need you to backwards long jump straight to forest.
Please.
K-Man's on your tail. K-Man's got ponytail twirl. Do you know the value of ponytail twirl, Penny? That's worth like $5.
Yeah, not
IRL.
insignificant in the slightest. Not insignificant at all.
Oh wait, we don't need key 3 for Helm? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, still
Who
needs to beat
needs
the
it?
game.
Yeah, if forgetting key 3 loses the race here,
That's
We'll-
like, yeah, we
we'll
didn't need it per se, but we will need it eventually. It's either now or later.
they're going straight for Helm. So we're going to do Helm first, which checks out. We can do that. Just like a balloon. Dude, look how fast this balloon goes. Look at my boy go. Honestly, the custom balloon logic goes crazy. I can't believe we were able to do that.
The that Helm, the access to Helm was one of the things back in season 2 that I, kind of as an outside observer, was going like, this is boring. We're always going to get hints that only ever point to these moves, and they'll only ever really be useful for this. Can we change this up? And the devs listen to my my and others' feedback, and that's
It's crazy
why...
that they only listen to you, Rippy. That
Yeah,
you're the
they
sole
no one
holder.
no one ever complained about anything until I showed up.
Yeah. You're the
but-
first person who's ever complained in the DK Discord.
If you have any suggestions on how to improve or otherwise change DK64 Randomizer, there is a suggestions tab in the Discord, discord.dk64randomizer.com, and the devs are active. They do read it, they do provide feedback. Generally, if there is a hard no, there is a reason that they say no. You will not exclusively be left on red.
Exclusively.
Yeah.
No, yeah, everyone hangs out in the DK64 Randomizer Discord. They're all very, very nice folks. If you've ever wanted to hang out, play the game, talk to some people. If you're playing your first seed and, you're just trying to complete it, it's a great place to, ask questions and help understand the logic. The logic can be a little bit intimidating at first, but kind of makes sense after you play it a few times usually.
I want to point out something that happened there. We had a change that was implemented in DK64R version 4.0. That rocket barrel placement has moved from where it is in vanilla. The reason it moved is because there is a way to cheese it with tag anywhere,
Yep.
so that you don't need to have Simian Spring. It is difficult, it is annoying, and it is bad cheese. And the devs said, what if we stopped you from doing that?
Yeah, there's some good cheese in this, obviously. Like, we saw the pineapple standing under it and shooting at cheese. There's good cheese. That's quality cheese. That's like mozzarella, but
100% a fresh mozzarella.
so some mozzarella for your prosciutto. But you just saw that cheese. That was bad cheese. Don't talk about that cheese.
American sliced, processed.
Warm, room temperature American cheese. Left on the counter all day.
Ugh. Blue
Yeah,
cheese.
oh, K-Man
Trophy.
doesn't have barrels. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. This has been a really fun seed. They both have very different stuff. Yeah, K-Man doesn't have trombone either. Oh man, we are missing some mission critical equipment here. Lanky, we need you to break in and find the trombone. It's secure on site.
They do have, K-Man does have the ability to at least get the micro hint for trombone, which doesn't really help in the long run because we're still missing barrels. But
At this point, K-Man is hard losing unless Penny tears their hair out trying to find a key that they already found.
We've had multiple seeds on stream here where someone has snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. So it is hard for me to sit here and say something bad could happen.
They're going to Warpad 3. They're going to go... Dude, they're literally doing the... Where's the video games? They're doing the... Where are the video games? They don't have key 3!
They did it. Alright, whoever had that on their bingo card, it's yours, my friend.
No, dude. Oh, Penny, you gotta go to Forest. We have to go back. I can't believe it. I thought they would realize at some point leading up, they were like so ready to jump in and fight K. Rool, and they're like, wait a minute. Oh no, we messed up the slot machine on K-Man. Come on, K-Man. All right, they're going to Forest. They remembered. We're good. That's so funny. If we get Penny in here for a post-race interview, she's gonna come in like a fireball about this.
Does that make you feel? It's just gonna be your therapist for the hour.
Penny, I'm going to say a series of words at you, and I want you to tell me how they make you feel. Key 3. All right, but at this point, this is looking pretty in the bag for Penny, barring just an apocalyptically bad K. Rool fight. Because K-Man still does not have Trombone and still does not have Barrels, both of which are mission critical.
Gallion with Chunky for... I believe that's what it said. Which we did know about. I mean, obviously, we did know about that. He says, looking over the hints that he obviously already has. And
yes, we did know about that, he said, swirling his scotch.
And we have Castle Surroundings, which get Barrel, so that's just kind of a... Wow. Yeah, there's a couple of things that you had to be very... You either had to get, or you just had to be very lucky to remember to get.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think this was a fun seed. I know somebody in chat said that they personally did not have fun watching this seed. I'm sorry to hear that. Everyone else had fun with this seed. I think it left a lot of room for kind of exploring out on your own, which I think is good. It wasn't hyper linear. There was logic to solve, but it was kind of weird and funny. We got Kasha Dirt, man. Oh, not watching, you forfeited? True, never mind. You're so valid.
Fair enough.
Difference between playing a seed and watching a seed is indecipherable. Here we are inside the K. Rool shoe. Things seem to be going pretty good. Who's our, it's our Lanky. So it's Diddy Lanky, right, after this, so. Neither of which
so,
typically so bad.
We're going to caves because we have not caves, castle.
Chad, I'm gonna need you to not say the toes in chat. Is that cool? I'm actually gonna put like a ban on the following words in chat for when K. Rool's on screen: the toes, the grippers. Yeah, just you know, I think we can do without it. Foot fingers is definitely going on the ban list. The dogs, absolutely. I'm sorry. You gotta keep your dogs at home. We got a lanky phase. Looking like it's going to be a Penny victory. At the bright side, though, looks like we are running straight into the tree. We're going to the chunky sniper scope. You had no idea DK64 Rando was a thing. It is, and it's really, really fun. If you've ever wanted to check it out, just go to DK64Randomizer.com. It's rad, and if you have any questions, you can pop into the Discord and ask some folks. It's a super fun time. The amount of quality of life improvements in this rando is insane. It's seriously one of the fastest paced randomizers I've ever played. I super recommend it. Almost every like extraneous cutscene has been removed to the point where you have like so little downtime. Really fun time. Super recommend. As we are defending the mech fish yet again on the side of K-Man. Penny is, that was their second doot. Oh no, they missed the, oh wait, it was right in front of them. I thought it was way in the back. I can't see.
All right, so I give K-Man a lot of credit for completing the last bits of logic there. Just
Good job,
looking
K-Man.
over the hints again, where I saw that the stuff that was hinted to Final Lanky phase was Punch, Blast, Pineapple Launcher, Sniper. Trombone Tremor obviously has a resolution, but those four together only point to one thing, which is going to be Chunky's Castle Chunky Sniping Tree.
For sure. And Penny here on the last phase of K. Rool. Had a pretty good first one. Going in for the second. Ooh, a little bit of a miss on the first time. Got to go circle back around. Please hold. There we go. Second one, and Penny approaching on time here. Gonna be getting quite a few of the GGs here. And ba-boom! That is gonna be time on Penny's end. Gonna be at about a 142.53. Just about. GG's to Penny. As we've got poor K-Man forced to do the cannon game is one of the last things that they do before fighting K. Rool. Brutal.
Let's just do one of the slowest checks before doing one of the slowest end game sequences in video game history.
Yeah. And I believe we are going to be getting Penny in here for a post-game interview.
Hey,
There is
yeah,
Penny indeed.
you guys go ahead and have your chuckles for me forgetting key 3.
We weren't going to say anything about that. No, we came in totally fine.
It was either that or me forgetting Rocket Barrel.
No, we weren't going to laugh at you. We didn't, right? Chat's going to agree with us. No one laughed here.
Yeah, no, get your yucks in, you jokers.
you did get it almost immediately once you. It was. Do you know the episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where
Nope,
Will walks
never
into
watched
the room
it.
and all the games are gone? You never watched it. He walks into the room and all the video games are gone. And he goes, "Where are the video games?" And
That
like
I
the
was pretty
same
much I was like,
exact thing.
uh-oh, what did I forget? Uh-oh, I forgot to go pick up key 3. Better go get that.
It was very funny. I called it Chekhov's key when you skipped it immediately
I feel
in the
so
beginning.
dumb. Then also doing K's boss. That red potion was masterfully placed bait for somebody who
Yes.
forgot they started with Rocket Barrel.
Yeah, it was excellent bait. Obviously, you know, the chat always has like the working together with a community way of solving the logic. But when you're in the sauce, right, like it's very easy to see something like that and dive in.
I did feel very proud ripping barrels right off the bat like I did.
Yes.
Because I felt like that was going to get a lot of people, that barrel's location. Like, not checking the tree right away for those barrels. Like, that also just clues in a trombone right away. Because Vines had to have been only pointing to Featherbow.
Yeah, there was a couple of like. What was funny is that you both knew where Diddy was pretty early, but for the longest period of time, you had Featherbow.
Okay, I also want to say, sorry for interrupting. It was very funny getting the hint for Lanky being on a ferry, and then seeing Diddy was also on a ferry at Aztec. That was incredibly funny.
That was cinema.
That was pretty great.
I think it was that, and then the hint at the top of Prod being for the key you just picked up in Power Hut was like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Did that really have to be there?
It was.
That was
so
probably the most insulting hint that I have seen in a while.
So for the longest time, you had Featherbow and K-Man had Mini Monkey, but neither of you had both. So it was kind of like,
oh
wait a
man,
minute,
really?
which one of you is gonna be able to get Diddy? It was really funny.
Yeah, it was definitely Feather that it was definitely either Feather or Mini it was definitely Mini that I was most concerned about once I saw where Feather was, because there were all these additional paths to tiny free Kongs, and I was uh-oh, which one of these leads to Vines? Which one of these leads to Strong Kong? Which one of these leads to Mini?
So how do you feel about the Season 4 changes overall, Penny?
Honestly, outside of the 50 CB medals, I am full positive on Season 4. I really enjoy it so far.
That's great. Yeah, it was something that was really cool
I
about.
can definitely say that I am a CLO believer now. I really do enjoy it over SLO. Thank you, Helm, for ruining SLO for me.
For
I
those of
was
you who aren't aware, SLO and CLO are differences in difficulty and level order with regarding the distributions of certain items and hints and your Kongs. In SLO, there is a more fixed distribution. You'll have access to the slam before a certain level. You won't get it past, like, you won't get super duper simian slam past level 6, for example. And CLO or CLO, or however you want to refer to it as, that sort of logical check has been completely removed. So it does encourage a lot more jumping around, but it increases the, like, I don't know where something is, while decreasing the, but I'm gonna check here sort of options.
Yeah. I definitely also felt a little bit scared seeing the slam on missing the kick to the slam on the waterfall barrel. I felt so bad for missing the kick.
Noted. Sorry to interrupt. You're correct. Slam's not. It's the training moves that I meant to say, not the slams. It has been so long since I've sat
training
down
moves, not slam. Yeah.
It has been so long
but yeah,
since I've done a slow seed. Mea culpa.
I felt so awful missing the kick with Donkey to get the slam in the waterfall barrel. I never miss that after you get into the minigame, so I felt horrendous.
The interesting thing about that is,
other
like,
than
everyone...
that, I definitely say besides me forgetting Key 3 and Rocket Barrel, I think I played the seed pretty well. The GBs were probably the most generous I've ever seen in a Season 4 seed. I've had plenty of stars. This was like a bounty. There are no GB problems at all this seed.
No, yeah, you didn't have like any. You had there was a lot of luck in terms of showing up to a banana door with the exact number of GVs.
I think I had to go dump blueprints once, but besides that, I didn't have any problems. I felt really good getting the GB off the Kasplat in Castle Lobby, then turning around and seeing I had exactly enough.
Yeah, this was overall, I think, a pretty fast seed as long as you got. It was interesting because you didn't have slam. K-Man actually had red slam very early, and I think something.
Where was
the
slam in Japes?
Do you remember, Rippy?
Give me one moment. I have it written
I
down
definitely did not pick it up. I'm assuming it's on a mental.
It's Japes Stormy Tunnel, so somewhere in there. I forget exactly
Stormy?
where.
Oh, yeah. You know what else I forgot I had when I was in Japes? Coconut.
Yes.
Yeah, I also as you can tell,
Fairy,
probably also tell, I also forgot I could have gotten lanky at any time, but thankfully that didn't seem to affect me in many ways. I think that just slowed GBs a little bit, but that's about it. Because I absolutely forgot that I had Coconut when I was first in Aztec.
So the super duper simian slam was in Japes Stormy Tunnel. It was the fairy that was behind the Ramby gate. So you saying that you didn't have, or you forgot that you had Coconut makes sense. How you needed Coconut in order to get past the gate in order to do the thing.
Yeah, I will also say that rush at the start was kind of funny. I was so locked in on Shockwave to key 5. I was like, okay, this is what the next logical key is going to be. And then I checked all the dirt patches in aisles that I could get. I was like, uh-oh, there's no key here.
Yeah.
Well, I better start chasing key 4. And then I start looking at all these path hints, and I just went straight to bad hit detection, man. And thankfully, it managed to pay off. I feel very good about just going right there when I was stuck for key progress.
In the modern version of this game, he's like okay hit detection, man. He's been upgraded.
Yeah, he's definitely better. It also helps that it's like a little bit less HP on the guy.
Yeah. For sure. That's the biggest problem with bad hit detection, man. You also hit him a lot.
Yeah, you have to... I think it's like 16 in vanilla. I want to say it's 16 hits. And I think it's 12 here. Which is a notable enough difference to be like... honestly, my opinion, if you're routing in Chunky's Metal and Factory and have enough to do bad hit detection, man, it might be worth it. Just for like a GB or something.
I think K-Man just finished. He looks like he's coming in at a 150-51. So I think we're gonna be able to get K-Man in here for a little bit of post-game interview.
For reference, it seems like the big deviation between the two of you was the barrel throwings right at the end. They had not gotten that in order the way that you did, Penny.
GG's, K-Man.
GG. Oh, what an odd check to Orphan.
Did you not like get Barrel's first trip to tree sniping?
No, I didn't get feather bow on my first trip to forest. I think that's
that too.
really killed me.
I think I did that entirely because I still think, even with crates removed, I still think Thornvine Barn is a good density play. So I usually go there if I have the slams.
It is. That's an abnormal thing for me to skip. I think I forgot I had DK because it was like, I don't know, or I don't know what it was. Usually I do that check, but it happens.
Yeah, sometimes you just get distracted. You like make other decisions. That was from our perspective.
So, guess who forgot to pick up key 3?
I would guess that's you.
Guess who forgot they started with Rocket Barrel?
Yeah,
I forgot some very important things, and I'm very glad I managed to pull out a win anyway. You are a very good player, and GG.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I was like, when Cam finished at 126, I was like, oh god, there's something amazing that I've missed. And then when I had all the hints in Gallion spell out, go back to barn, I was like, oh god.
Yeah, so did you also do K's boss?
No, that one's kind of an interesting pull.
K's boss was Chippy Charge, and I thought that it was worth doing because I forgot I had Rocket Barrel. I thought that was Rocket Barrel. Sure wasn't.
Yeah, but it's funny too because it was like a comedy of errors in terms of Penny just happened to have Barrel from earlier. K-Man didn't even have barrels at that point.
Yeah, I was like, it was barrels pointing to Diddy phase, me completely forgetting that Kosha Dirt either had Cranky or Peanut.
Yeah. I'm kind of happy that once I got Diddy, the rest of the seed kind of fell in place. It was hard. I wasn't sure where guitar was going to be used, but once I got the micro, it was the rest of the seed kind of felt itself out.
I figured that balloon was upper cabin. I just forgot I had Rocket Barrel, so I thought I needed to go find that first.
Yeah.
What do you think of this the settings overall, K-Man? How you feeling about season 4?
I have a love-hate relationship with it. I think when it hits really well, but it's right on the edge, and like one or two, like you can have one or two bad seeds where it's just god awful. And let me tell you, we raced a seed last night that was exactly an example of that, with like 2 items that were more or less unhinted. But it's like when that doesn't happen, it's a great balance of where the hints tell you just enough, but they don't make it obvious. I think that when you get seeds like that, it's really fun.
Yeah, I had a pretty garbage seed the other day. I think it did have a couple unhinted things. It also had an absolutely gargantuan 26 spheres, and I never want to play a seed like that again.
Woof.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was real bad. I think, funnily enough, it was also because there was an important item on Kosha Dirt.
Good old Kosha Dirt.
So yeah, I'm really enjoying the setting so far. I know sometimes when you get really high highs and really low lows, that's all I can kind of say about it. But the highs definitely make it worth it to me.
That is definitely how I feel about season 4. The lows are lower, but the highs are higher. Despite medals being a lot more annoying, I do feel like the unhinted level of medals has gone down a little bit, just because a lot of them need so many more requirements.
You got it. Yeah, thanks you both so much for being on today and
thanks for
racing.
having me.
Thanks for sharing your hot and spicy thoughts on season 4. Chat, if you liked what you saw, if you think that this DK64 game might be pretty funny after all, you can check it out at DK64Randomizer.com. Play it yourself. Join on in the Discord if you got any questions. But overall, season 4 seems like it's off to a very funny start. That was a very entertaining seed, and I believe that's going to be it for us today. I've been Solid Bones, Mr. Rippy.
Hey, do we have any other pluggables that we want to do? K-Man, Penny?
None in particular for me.
Yeah, actually, I do. The image on my boss portal was drawn by the lovely Mr. Neo Geo Watch. Go give him money and make him draw art for you.
You got it. Thank you very much, both of you, for being on. We'll catch y'all next time, okay? Stay good.
Yeah, thank
Morning.
you very much. Morning.